Ooh. Let's get this. Ready, Vera? Yeah. You ready? You want to what?
I want to try.
What's that?
I'm just going to try.
You're funny, girl.
I'm just going to try.
Yeah? This is crazy. I haven't been on live for a while. Oh my gosh. It feels good to be live. I know it's only Saturday today. What you doing? Bro, what you doing over there? Okay. Do you think EA is easier to use? That's a good question. I tried a couple. It's easy to install, it's easy to put in. The question is, can you customize your own settings to the EA so that it can work properly for you? Because every settings has its own ways. Symmetrical triangle on Ripple. That's a good. I'm not really looking at Ripple. I know Ripple sold off a lot of money. It's good seeing you guys on here. I know that for sure. I haven't been on here for a while. I can read everything here. Okay. Yeah, let's hop in. I know it's been a while. It has been a long time. No more wooden desk behind me. So I packed that up. He's using my standing desk now. Like I said, next week, those of you, well, in 4 days, well, yeah. In 4 days, I'm picking up my keys to the new house. So, I'm moving out. So, I'm packing up a lot of stuff. So, you guys can see all the stuff in the background. What system you using to make your EAs, if you don't mind? I went through a lot of software engineers on, if you went to, I don't want to do this. Okay. If you go to Fiverr.com and you look for software engineers that are going to create Forex EAs for you, it's cheaper. The problem is that they're not actually creating the specific coding that you really want out of your EA. So if you want to code your own, which I recommend learning how to code for yourself, try the MQ04.com, log in there, try their the meta editor, and start looking into a lot of scripting and learn how to do C# and C++ coding, because they're very similar to MQ04. But I took a step back because it's a lot of headaches and it's a lot of specific codes to the scripts, and it's too much. It's too much, especially for a beginner. So if you want to, like I said, I'm down to answer any questions you guys have. I know I haven't been live for a long time, so feel free to ask me any questions you feel like you want to ask. Let's see here. What's up? You won't play hide and seek?
Yeah.
Crazy. We will. What strategy are you using in the Forex and 4-hour charts?
Okay.
I switched everything over to naked Forex. I mean, obviously I just have Bitcoin showing up, but if you were... Let's look at gold. So let's look at gold here. Whoa, come on. And you can see here that on the 4-hour, you can see how much it's been breaking to the upside on Friday. And you can see how much the dollar pushed down. And you can see the gap opening here for the US dollar. Now this was Thursday night in Tokyo sessions. What you want to do is, if you want to switch over to naked Forex and you want to switch over to price action with candlesticks, that's all I do now. It's going to take some time. Like I said, to be honest, it's going to take some time to learn this, but if you follow the dollar, which I follow the dollar quite a bit, and you outline this gap, price gap, you can see that the bearish candles are still pushing down outside this price gap, and it's still going down. Is a confirmation to keep selling it. If you don't follow the US dollar and you're following every specific chart, then you're going to have to figure out, you know, what you really rely on your charts. But this is how I got into naked Forex last year. Is setting up 2 horizontal lines and marking it out with the US dollar, and then basing everything specific pair. If I'm going to buy USD JPY, USD Swiss franc, USD CAD, and then if I'm going to buy those, then I'm going to sell gold, I'm going to sell Australia, I'm going to sell New Zealand, I'm going to sell euro, I'm going to sell the pound. So those are the 8 major pairs I'm trading on. I made a lot. At least I made at least 2 or 3 tutorials on naked Forex on my channel for those that have been following me. It's all there. How can I improve on Forex? Bought a course, learned market structures, but having a hard time still. It wouldn't matter what course you bought, what book you read. The question is, you know, the level of experience that you put in, especially if you're staring at the charts all day. You gotta have a specific intent on staring at the charts. You can't just be staring at the charts just to stare at candles all day. You're gonna have to define fundamentals, technical analysis, and tie it in the happy medium to figure out exactly what is that moneymaker in between. In your opinion, where do you see USD JPY? USD JPY, if I was going to look, I still see another bearish trend. Did not break above 110, what I was looking for this week. So I'm looking forward to sell it back to 109 and then maybe a possible set for 108. What's a good size lot to use to trade? Oh man, that really depends on your accounts. If you have a $100 account and you want to go all out and be a high risk aggressive trader, by all means go ahead. I've done it plenty of times, but you have to be mindful that the amount of risk you're willing to take, especially being high risk. If you want to be conservative, then you know what you need to do to be a conservative trader and to be a low risk, to trade at low risk with 0.01s or micro lots. It doesn't matter what you start with. The question is to yourself that do you have an action plan and a financial plan behind Forex trading? Everybody hops into Forex trading thinking that they're going to make a lot of money, but then they end up losing a lot and they end up blowing more accounts. I don't want nobody repeating the same mistakes that I did 2 years ago. So it's okay. It's okay to flip an account. It's okay to be a high risk aggressive trader. But there are days that you can't make that kind of money and you're going to have to sit yourself back down and make sure that if I can't make this kind of money, how am I supposed to make income, every single day so I can leave my full-time job? A lot of people want to do this full-time, but they don't understand the discipline behind that. Forex will define the type of person that you are. I will always be a high-risk aggressive trader, but there are only certain days that I will choose to be a high-risk aggressive trader. On 20K investments does 4%. 20K with 4% gain, profit each month without loss, losing any penny except for swap fees. I never put a 20K deposit, so that really depends on you. If you really want to put 20,000 in, or put a couple $100 in and work your way up towards to a 20K account. Start with 1,000 deposit, work your way to 20,000 consistently or conservatively. Unless you really want to start with 1,000 and be a high risk and trying to flip your account in a matter of less than a week or less than 2 weeks. Who do you recommend? Be using 5 lots to trade. You can get lucky with 5 lots on one trade. Who do you recommend? Broker wise, for scalping, if you're gonna scalp and that's all you want to scalp, obviously you want to choose a broker. To me, I would choose an ECN account because ECN accounts has the lowest spreads, and I know with some ECN accounts they charge 6 times, 7 times the position that you put in. So if you, let's just say you put a 0.01, which I don't recommend. If you're gonna do a micro lot to scalp a position, would not make any sense, because when you're scalping, you should be only targeting. In my way of scalping is that if I'm gonna scalp based on the 1 minute chart, 5 minute, or 15-minute chart, those are my lower time frames I'd be scalping. Then I'm shooting for maybe 4, 5, 6 pips at most. If I'm shooting for 10 pips while I'm scalping, then I'm looking at maybe the 30-minute chart or maybe the 1-hour chart to see how much more I can grab off those pips if I'm going to scalp. But to target your scalping profits and your scalping pips, you should have some kind of designated goal behind scalping. Unless you really want to perfect your scalping strategy, then you're going to have to determine what your time frame is and how much pips you're trying to catch in that time frame. And if you're going to scalp off the 1 minute chart, how I used to do it 2 years ago, it was based on moving average, RSI, MACD. Do you have to use the indicators to scalp off the 1 minute with indicators? No, you can strictly trade with naked Forex and scalp with naked Forex just using the candlesticks. Every candlestick gives you a clue, and if you like using candlesticks, read the Candlestick Bible. But if you want to scalp day to day, you're going to have some kind of goal behind that. And whatever method it is, whether it be indicators or no indicators, you could choose to scalp 4 hours a day and make some kind of profit target that you want to make. Without some kind of initial target on what you want to do in scalping or swinging, you're not going to be able to define yourself in the financial situations of trading Forex. When do you know it's worth or not worth trading that day? Every day is always an opportunity of trading, but not every day of Forex is a high risk, aggressive, or a day to be greedy. And it's okay to be greedy to the markets because you can capitalize or maximize your profits. But it's not okay to say, oh, I'm going to try and be a high risk trader from Sunday all the way till Friday. And you're going to be stressed out by the end of the week. I'll be honest about that. But when you trade for so long, you're going to figure out, yes, I'm with you. Fridays are the worst days. I lost a lot of money on Fridays. By far, the days that I lose a lot was Fridays. When you figure out your days of losing money, then you should minimize those losses or not trade at all during those days. If you know that Friday is the worst day for you to trade, why are you still wasting your time trading on a Friday? So, and like I said, to be greedy on the markets, you can be greedy. You can capitalize and maximize a lot of money, a lot of profit, a lot of pips in one day, which you can. You have to define that day. It could be a day where there's a where New York sessions has the most high impact news or political events are happening, and the markets are moving up and crazy, up and down so much that you're making so much money because you're scalping it out. Or you're swinging a trend and you're stacking 15, 20 positions on that trend, and that trend keeps continuing throughout the whole week for you. Have you used EA builder sites? Like which one? I don't know which EA builder sites you're trying to talk. Like I said, I tested Meta Editor on MQ4. I have not tried MQ5 for MetaTrader 5 because it's a little bit more in depth and it's a little bit more detailed and more restricted on MetaTrader 5. But if you try MQ4 and you understand C# and C++, and I think JavaScript, if you understand, to be honest, C# comes really close to MQ4 coding. If you understand that, then you can understand the basics and move into the advanced strategies of MQ4 coding for your expert advisors. I have not tried EA Builder. There's a lot, like I said, there's a lot of coding softwares out there to create your own EAs, but I'm just trying to get used to C#. I took a class for that and a class for C++ programming. And then also I got 2 books on C# and C++ programming. And then what I did for 2 weeks straight was watch YouTube videos on MQ4, read some forums on MQ4's coding and scripting. And it's a lot to take in. I have not tried FX EA Builder. What is the best way to utilize a moving average crossover? Well, I don't know which moving average. You use, Jeff. But if you go to TradingView right here, which I am right now, I don't use moving averages anymore. But if you put in the MA cross here, you have your 9-day. It's default at a 9-day and a 21. But I switched it up to 10 and 20 just to even it out. There's no difference from the 9 and the 10-day moving average, just a 1 day apart. With that setup, you can see, this is on the weekly, you can see the crossover happen here. These candles are below. These candles are below both the moving averages on the 9 and 21. Potential to keep going down on this downtrend, and we could probably end up seeing they go back to retest 105 at long term. What's up? Okay, go upstairs. I'll get it, okay? Okay. So, we're going to talk for like maybe 10, 15 more minutes. I'm going to head out with the kids here. So, but try that. If you are using your phone, it's kind of tough to set up 2 moving averages unless you want to use envelopes with the moving average. What is your trading style like? Scalping. I am 90% into swinging now, and then 10% on scalping. The only time I scalp is during high impact news. Reason being is because I don't want to spend too much time staring at the charts trying to scalp to make my money, make my profit, and I'm not stressing myself out trying to just stare at the charts and trying to make a lot of money for scalping anymore. You can make a lot of money if you scalp with standard lots, and then you don't have to swing with a bunch of trades. That would be the other way around it. But I did scalping first before I learned to swing. But eventually you're gonna have to put scalping and swinging together. What's a good account size to start with? Good question. That's a question you should ask yourself, how much you want to start with your account. What's your analysis with the pound? With the pound and euro this week, well, basing on the pound, if you're not paying attention to what happened to the pound, really bullish engulfing candle here on the weekly close for Friday. They're sending the pound up. Remember, if you're not paying attention to the economic calendar on your fundamental side, I recommend pay attention to what's going to happen on Tuesday for the Brexit vote. And that if they're going to keep sending it up higher and higher, to me, I would sell for the Brexit vote. But that's just my opinion from what I've seen so far. So it all depends. Let's see. Euro, like I said, Euro, if you look at Euro, not a whole lot here, but you can see a zone structure right here. But it is sitting at 114. You're gonna have to be mindful that this upcoming week is non-farm payroll week, and the Fed's decision for the interest rate hike, along with the monetary policy report on Wednesday. So you got the Fed coming up on Wednesday for New York sessions, and then you have NFP for Friday morning for New York sessions as well. But Tuesday you have to pay attention to the Brexit vote for the pound. Can I make a swing trading tutorial? I have a lot of videos. I have a lot of videos on swinging on my channel. Why did you block me on Telegram? I don't know if I remember you. Sufe, I had no idea. I have a lot of people that come to me on Telegram. What to you is the best volume and trend indicators? Best volume and trend indicators? Oh man. Indicator wise, I would have to say moving averages. I would trade with moving averages before I even look at RSI. Before I even look at any of the bottom indicators. Your main chart is this chart right here with candles, or unless you don't use candles. Your main chart is your main window. If you use your bottom chart with a bunch of indicators like RSI, MACD, stochastic, what else did I put on? Momentum. I've tried some other ones. If you're too focused on the bottom indicators, then you're not too focused on what's happening to price and where the candles are shifting. When you see structured candles in a price zone, you have to start determining where the next price and where that trend might end up going. You're either following the uptrend or the downtrend. If it consolidates, then you're waiting for a breakout. You always wait for a breakout, unless you really want to be a bit more riskier, and then you want to test the breakout yourself. Anytime the market that is consolidating. I back tested a lot on my own strategies, man, last year and the year before. So count size, are you talking about what are you trying to say here? Are you talking about how much my account balance is? I think that's what you're trying to say. I'll wait for you to rephrase your question here. Do you still trade a price action and retest? I'm not worried about the retest. If you I don't want to say this. If you understand price action, then all you're trying to look for, to me, all I'd be looking for is that where is this next target gonna go? If the price is being, whether it's a rejection or or being consolidated at a zone, or let's see, I want to say this, or if it's testing support again, it all comes down to the next level of price. If I'm swinging, which I'm always swinging on, then I'm looking for, if I'm swinging on the uptrend, I don't care if it comes back to the same resistance. What I'm looking for is the overall structure of where it's going to go for the future. I always try and think at least 1 to 2 weeks ahead of where the trend might end up going. If it's going to consolidate, it's going to consolidate, and there's nothing you can do about that, especially when you're swinging for that long. Because then that means you're going to end up waiting for that breakout. It could go against you or it could go with you. Oh, well, I've done that before. You make a lot of money, but you lost it all. Well, I've done that. What's your MFI? My MFI strategy. Don't know what MFI means. Can you elaborate more? Bruce Webb strategy? Oh my gosh. I think I talked about his strategy. I have to be honest. You can find that strategy on YouTube. It's when you pay for his course, I don't know if he offers it anymore. I don't follow him anymore. I'm not on Facebook anymore. If you pay for his course, that $200 scalping course, all you get is 2 videos, and it's just 2 videos on basing the 1 minute chart of RSI. If it's RSI is at 70, you would sell it. If RSI is at 30, you would buy it, because 70 is overbought and 30 is oversold. If you think it's worth the money, you can go ahead and pay the $200 and get his strategy. But I mean, it's not really defined, and it's not really tuned out for a beginner. And even if you are a beginner, it took me, the only reason why I learned the scalping in 3 weeks is because I freaking tested out the 1 minute to the 5 minute, and then went to the 15 minute, and I'm like, the RSI actually works out pretty well. But then there are times that the RSI doesn't really work. If the RSI is stuck in 50 and 40, what other things are you going to rely on? The next indicator that really helped me out was the moving average, because if the candlesticks are above the moving average, then I'm following the uptrend. If the candlesticks are below the moving average, then I'm following that downtrend, and I would shift over to the 30-minute and the 1 hour. I would never look at the 4-hour daily, weekly, and monthly, because I didn't like swinging. I didn't have the patience that time. US 30 is really crazy. It makes you a lot of money. I know that for sure. Who is your broker now? I use it. Primarily LQDFX. Second, Trader's Way. Third, CoinX. Fourth would be LMFX. And then I'm going to be testing out Pax Forex, AAFX, Grand Capital. Whoa, so who's the other one? There's another one. There's another broker that I'm going to be testing out. It's brand new. I can't think of the name. but primarily it's LQDFX right now. How did I learn scalping in 3 weeks? It's called it's basically just staring at the charts. I didn't care about Bruce Webb's strategy. Can you seriously take 2 videos of RSI and say that I can learn Bruce Webb's strategy or my strategy? If I just provided 2 videos, it wouldn't matter. What matters is that you put the experience of trading and your dedication and commitment into learning and applying those methods. Because once you figure it out, nobody can't figure it out for you. You're going to figure it out yourself. So it doesn't matter how great this strategy is. It doesn't matter. You're going to have to figure it out for yourself, whether you like indicators, whether you like to scalp. If you don't like scalping, you're going to have to learn how to swing. If you don't like swinging, you're going to have to find something in between, whatever it is. And until you get there, you're going to be like, okay, I don't use XNS Broker. I don't think they accept you as clients. That's right. Yeah, I'm going to be testing Hugo's weights. I haven't tested them out either. And to hit, like I said, to get to a level of experience of trading, you're going to have to test out your own methods. Yes, you get other people's strategies and other people's methods. Could be mine, could be from Bruce, could be from someone else. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That person is giving you, the documents or the cheat code, whatever it is. But you're going to have to keep testing it out for yourself, whether you like the strategy or not. And then you start seeing, your way of trading. Oh, man, we already looked at Euro. Euro's sitting at 114. Target would be 115 if the dollar pushes back down. And if ECB if the Euro Central Bank, if Mario Draghi does a really positive speech on Monday, I think. How much account size for $2,000 a month? Conservatively, you would have to have anything. You would have to, if I was going to base off 10% gain for the month, you would have to at least have a 20,000 or more account. Can you make $2,000 a month with a $2,000 account? Yeah, you can. Depends how much you're breaking it down per day in profit. I have not traded futures. Which strategy to use for yourself? I already talked about my strategy. I am currently just using naked Forex, price action plus candlesticks. Is Forex really profitable? Yeah, if you choose to discipline yourself in keeping your money. Oh, I'm only gonna be here for 5 minutes. Yes, you go to my website. I do give out signals. I'm trying to see here. Yeah, 5 minutes. I'm taking off here. So, gold already broke my price at 1,300. The next target would be 1,350, 1,360 to retest that triple top at 1348, 1347 on the weekly chart. If you look at gold here. How many percent do you risk per trade? I don't look at the percentage. What I look at is my equity. I risk, if it's high risk, I'm risking pretty much 70-80% of the account. Is retail Forex trading profitable? It's only profitable if you make yourself profitable. It's the only way I can say it. A lot of people coming in here want to see all this money. I don't care. I'll be honest right now. I don't care how much money this person made in one day. I guarantee you he ain't making it every day. And the real thing is that how consistent is that person trading? you know, for the whole year. If you want to make a salary, if you want to make a yearly income. If you're not, then I don't know what's the point of trading, to be honest. Anybody can be profitable. The question is, you know, I don't care what the experience of trading is, whether you're a beginner, experienced. If you choose to be consistent and follow your discipline in trading and actually have some kind of specific goals in trading, you'll get there. I do not trade the pound JPY. Best scalping strategy. I mean, if you want to do what I did, I provided at least 4 or 5 videos on scalping. So go to my channel and watch those. Why is there no Forex millionaire? I don't know if I know. I want to say this. Forbes and all the other big, if you look at businesses, they don't list Forex as a, I want to say this. I can't think of it. What was that word for Forbes? Damn, I can't think of it. But is it possible to make 10K from 1K? Yeah, that's if you want to be a high risk trader. Can you take a position during agent session and use JPY and swing it? Yes. What's your thought? I don't trade that once every day at 6 to 8 a.m. at exchange time. Something happens, the price rotates 180 degrees. Great question. The first 2 hours of each session, Tokyo, London, New York, is the best 2 hours of scalping. There's pullbacks, there's retracements. I am releasing a new ebook and a paperback, and also I'm going to try and release a hard textbook. And so I'm revamping the book and trying to get it fully published by next month. How can you can go to my website if that's what you really want to learn. Why don't I trade the pound JPY? I do not trade any other yen pairs. I mean, I do have it on my watch list here on TradingView, but you can see that if you look at the pound went up, and you can see that the pound JPY moved up pretty substantially. You can see the gain here, over 1% gain here, and then 0.94, almost a full percent gain for the pound to the yen here. So. But I would be very careful on Tuesday when Brexit comes out with their vote. So, is Forex trading a scam? Damn, this guy, dude. The only way. I mean, like I said, the only way if you wanna make it a scam, I mean, is if you really just want to scam yourself out. I mean, businesses, your personal life, I mean, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be Forex. Anybody can be a scam. Let's be honest about that. You guys ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
You ready to go?
Yeah, we're gonna get ready to go. I'm gonna shut this down. Yeah, go get your shoes on. All right. Any last minute questions? Still confused about money? Yep. Forex is not a full-time job for me. Forex can be gambling if that's what if you think about like casino money, but if you know how to manage your own trading, and you gotta have discipline in trading. Same thing. If you look at gambling, Why do you think there's some people that make gambling income every single year, like poker players, professional poker players? It's because they have the mindset. If you don't have the proper mindset, where it comes to stocks, trading, or even gambling at the casino, you're not keeping a single dime because you're just throwing all that money away. So that's your own fault if you're not willing to discipline yourself and figure out for yourself on how much you really want to make and how much you plan on keeping. I don't care how much you make. It's about how much you're keeping the profit. So, I mean, the forex market will define the type of person you are. Whether you have the patience. Same thing with gambling at the casino. Do you have the patience to sit down and consistently make whatever it is you want to make? You ain't got that. If you ain't got no patience, you shouldn't even be doing this. I'll be flat out honest. State hours when the market for different currencies open. Well, I'm on Central Standard Time. So if you're on Central Standard Time like me, then 6 p.m. Well, 4 p.m. the market opens on Sunday, and then 4 p.m. on Friday. Sometimes broker closes at 3 p.m. But there's some that close till 4. 6 p.m. Tokyo opens for me for Central Standard Time. 2 in the morning London opens. And if you're not for sure on your market hours, you should Google search your Forex market hours. Type that in, forexmarkethours.com or forexhoursconverter.com. So, but I am gonna get going. I'm gonna take my kids out for the day. And I'm moving next week. Like I said, I bought a house. I'm excited. I'm getting out of this place. So, set some goals, guys. I mean, I'm just being honest. You gotta have. I mean, this is the new year. I mean, we're already coming to the end of the first month of 2019. You gotta set some financial goals if you really want to kill it for this year. And if you're not ready for the economic recession, which I see that coming too, you're gonna have to be ready for that too. If you weren't prepared for 2008 and 2009, what makes you think you're gonna be prepared for 2020 and 2021? So you're gonna have to be prepared. I mean, if you gotta seriously like dig down and instead of saying I want to have a New Year's resolution, set some freaking goals and kill it every single day. Unless you want to waste another year doing nothing. So I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, if you don't get out of your comfort zone, no one's gonna do it for you. You gotta do it for yourself. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be where I'm at today if all I did was just sat down and just think about what I want in life. I'll be honest about that. Those of you that have seen what I've done, 2 years ago and up until now, you gotta double time it. You're gonna have to work overtime on your personal success instead of for someone else's success. If you want to get out of your full-time job, you're gonna have to cramp. You're gonna have to sacrifice your sleep time. You're gonna have to sacrifice your hobby time. You're gonna have to sacrifice all that personal time. And it sucks that you're sacrificing a lot of time to be where you're at, but it's worth it at the end. I'll be honest about that. So you're gonna have to learn how to manage your emotions. And I'll tell you what, like I said, if you come into Forex will determine what type of person you are, especially if you ain't got no patience in trading. So even in scalping, it does take some time to learn how to scalp. At least for swinging, you can just let the swing trade turn negative and then turn positive if you hold on for that trend. And if you think Forex is rigged, you shouldn't be trading Forex. I don't even know why you're even hopping on here anyways. So I trade all the major pairs. I do not trade cross pairs. Am I doing a Sunday video tomorrow? Yes, I am. I will be doing that. I will always be doing that. So there's nothing really much going on for crypto. Crypto's just been really consolidating. Not a whole lot going on for crypto. And I mean, I still have the same setup for Bitcoin on my weekly chart trend line. and then 2 horizontal prices that I want to look for to break out. So that's it. That is it. I am out of here, guys. Oh, let me shut this. Okay. So yeah, I'll see you guys. We'll be posting up that video on Sunday for sure. So have a great weekend, everybody.